Media.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 42 of Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. Again, as always, Ricky Chabruggy with Derek Relaford. How you doing tonight, Derek?
Doing great. How are you doing, buddy?
Running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I am sharing this out to the world, man. We are going out to Facebook. We are going out to YouTube, which I don't think we get much love on YouTube. Maybe after that we're live. I don't think there's a lot of live traffic on YouTube. I haven't seen many commenters from there. And then for the short time being, we are going live on Periscope, which puts us right on Twitter. So Kansas Missing and Unsolved on Twitter. Hello, everybody. You all look beautiful. How are you doing?
I got to tell you, my big brain fart yesterday, though. I got off work at 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Hey, Kelsey, how you doing? And I got out to my car, and I unlocked my car, and I hit my power locks to unlock the other doors, and I was like, nothing's happening. I look at my dash, and I had left my headlights on all day. I had
Today?
Yesterday. So I had to go back in the store and buy jumper cables so a coworker of mine could jump me because he didn't have jumper cables either. So I was like, well, it's Monday, so hey.
You need to have jumper cables, my friend. I don't think I have any in my van right now as I say that. I had some, but they were cheap and they didn't work very well.
I've been needing to buy some, so now I had a reason to buy some.
For real. We are going to be covering some cases tonight. We do got a great located real safe for everybody tonight, so we're really stoked about tonight's episode.
How you doing,
open that window, though. It's getting a little warm in
Kelsey,
here tonight.
It does stink. Hey, Pamela, how you doing tonight?
What's up, Pamela? So last week's show, we had a lot of cases that we covered. We have quite a few of those people that are on the located safe reel tonight, so that's going to be great.
Yeah.
And that's what we like to see around here.
Yeah, and I think there's at least one that was done that we covered on a show. Let's see. Shoot. This little girl was missing back in September. I posted her flyer in December when I was notified of her. So, yeah, a little over a month ago.
Yeah.
So that's always good. And I've got a couple people I'm waiting to hear from whether they're going to need flyers made or not. So, yes, we need to get Catherine Adams' case on here. That was one I was going to do for tonight's show, and I did not get it pulled. But I can pull it real quick. That's not a big one. That's not a hard one to find.
Catherine Adams. Yeah, we can look for that for sure.
Yeah.
So you guys know how this works. Basically, we're gonna read about some cases tonight. We're gonna show you some pictures of some people that are missing. Some of them have been missing for a short amount of time. Some of them have been missing for a very long time. They are both the same of importance to us. They are both people that people have not located in a while. So we need to find all these people. So we're going to ask you to pay attention to facial structure. We're going to ask you to pay attention to haircuts, hairstyle, the way the hair is. We're going to ask you to pay attention to tattoos, anything that makes anybody you see on the screen tonight look unique. Pay attention to that kind of stuff because that's what you're looking for, especially if you're in a city that this person is missing from right now. So we're going to ask everybody to be diligent, pay attention, and we're going to try to find some people tonight. This is business as usual here at Kansas Missing and Unsolved. We do this once a week, and this is my favorite show. I'm on several podcasts a week, but this is my favorite one for sure that we do.
And I've got her flyer. I'm going to see if I need to update the age now real quick.
He's going to get that one updated real quick, and then we are going to get into some cases. Again, we do have a very long and lengthy located safe reel for you guys tonight. We're really stoked about sharing that. And if you want to see all the stuff that we share on each week, if you want to see that stuff before the show airs, we literally pull all of our flyers and our located safe flyers straight from the Kansas Missing and Unsolved Facebook page. So if you're a follower of the page and you follow and you share along with the flyers that we pass out, then you know a lot of these faces that we're about to show you. But if you're just somebody who just tunes in every once in a while on the live show, welcome to the show. This is going to be awesome. And we're going to go ahead and get into it here in just a second. Ricky's finishing up a flyer real quick, and then we are going to get moving forward. Thank you, Pamela. We appreciate you watching. It really.
Yes, thank you, everybody, for your patience while I do this.
This wouldn't be very fun if nobody was watching. And again, we love that people are watching because people need to see these people. People need to see these faces, these flyers. Again, look for anything that makes these people look unique to you. Make sure to make a mental note of that. You may bump into one of these people in this next week before our next show, and you may have to contact somebody and let them know you saw somebody. Kansas is a big state. There's a lot of us, but it's not that big of a world. These people. We are going to show you some pictures of people tonight that you have seen. So definitely let us know on that. Ricky, are you almost done? I did tell you couldn't do any flyers on the fly. Remember?
I know it.
We just have to have wrong ages for. So Ricky's going to update the flyers for the Facebook page and for Twitter. If we show you guys flyers on the fly tonight, they will have a wrong age on them more than likely, but everything else will be the same. As far as missing days,
we said last week we would cover Catherine this week, and I forgot. So that's my.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into some cases as soon as he gets that sent over. Just a minute.
He don't get ready to send it to you right now.
Thanks. A big shout out to Twitch streamer and musician Dusty Grant out of Wichita, Kansas. He shared us on Twitter tonight. He has a brand new single out on Spotify right now called "Through the Cracks." Great song. I really recommend everybody checking it out. He's the pride of Wichita as far as I'm concerned. He's doing big things out of Wichita, and definitely check out his music. Thank you, Dusty, so much for sharing the show tonight. We really super appreciate it.
I do appreciate it, Dusty. Thank you, and good luck on that new single.
For sure, man. It's a really good tune. I loved hearing it. All right, Ricky, so let's go ahead and get into this. I want you to tell me a little bit about Kayla Blackman.
I will do that. You have Catherine's flyer, too, by the way.
Yes, I'm working on that behind the scenes right now.
Okay, cool. Okay, Catherine Blackman's actually one that I just put up today. She went missing from Wichita on February 1st, 2021. Wichita police are actually looking for her as well as her vehicle, which is a gray 2005 Ford Escape with Kansas license plate 566 NPK. They believe she may be in danger, and the reason being is her boyfriend, 17-year-old Michael Beasley, was found shot to death on the north side of an abandoned church near 9th and Ash in Wichita around 9:30 yesterday morning. Kayla's 18 years old. She's 5'2" tall and weighs 100 pounds. She has blonde or strawberry hair and blue eyes. She does tend to dye her hair. I've seen some other pictures of her recently where she's got it dyed different colors, so she does tend to do that. If you have any information regarding Kayla's disappearance, or you know her whereabouts, or you see her Ford Escape, please call 911 immediately, or call Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4111. or the KBI at 785-296-4017, and see if we can't get her found, make sure she's safe and sound, and let her, put her family's mind at ease that she is safe.
For sure. So that's really terrible to hear about the boyfriend. So was he found and they had no idea what happened, or was it like a situation where people saw the action take place and they saw his homicide, or what? Did they find his body? What was the situation on that?
That I don't know. They didn't really say. They just said that he was found shot to death outside this abandoned church, and they're trying to find her to find out whether or not she's all right or not.
So they found him. So that sounds like more than likely it was a situation where they just found him. Yeah, that's really terrible. How old was he?
He's 17. She's 18.
Oh my God, 17-year-old kid, man.
And I'm looking on Wichita's Facebook page as we speak, and there's no updates as of yet. So they're still actively searching for her.
That is terrible, man. So 17-year-old kid. He has been shot. Is it shot? He said. Or they say he's shot, or?
It's fine, Kelsey. No need to apologize for delaying us. I said last week I'd get her up on this week's show, and I completely forgot to do that. And so I'm glad to get Catherine on tonight's show. And
we have her she's loaded up, ready to go. We can cover her next.
Yeah, and it is sad and scary not knowing whether she's okay or not. I mean, she could just be really scared and hiding someplace. I mean, it's hard to say. For Kayla, if you are out there hiding somewhere because you're scared, at least reach out and let someone know you're all right.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of red flags going off right now.
And Kimberly is saying someone heard gunshots and found him in the street.
Okay.
Thank you, Kimberly, for that.
So much violence, man. I don't get it.
It's senseless and crazy. I don't get it.
I can't think of anything worth shooting somebody over. And again, and the thing is, and I guarantee you, like maybe in their world at that particular moment, it was worth it. But ask the people involved, including the guy you can ask in 25 years, and they're all going to say that was a stupid day.
Yeah.
Over some stupid stuff.
And the stupid thing about it is not only did they just kill a 17-year-old kid, when they eventually catch up to the shooter, well, first and foremost, they took the kid from his family and from Kayla, first and foremost. So that's one family devastated. And when they do catch up to the shooter, he's going to be arrested and put away for the rest of his life. So he's essentially taken himself or herself away from their family. So that destroys a second family.
Yeah.
So, in essence, you kill somebody and you're tearing up two families.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's probably over something really senseless. Like, I just don't get it. I guess all you can do is pray for people and hope that they sort of, beat their demons and beat their struggles and keep their head on straight. Cause it's just, it seems like it's really not easy for her. So if anybody has seen Kayla, that gray 2005 Ford Escape, Wichita area, any surrounding areas also, if she has anything to do with, in the sense that she knows about her boyfriend and she knows who did it, she might have got out of town for safety reasons. There's no telling. So I would say on this one, if you see Kayla, I would just call the police. I don't know if I would approach her.
Yeah, definitely do that. Get a hold of the police and say, hey, we've seen her. Here's where she is. So you guys can check up on her and make sure she's okay.
Yeah. I don't think, if she could be in a position, potentially, we don't know her. We don't know where she went or what her, how she became missing. So if you were to approach Kayla, you could potentially put her in danger if she was in like some kind of situation where somebody was, telling her what to do. So just call the police if you see Kayla. And let the experts deal with this. A lot of people really worried about her. She has to get home and do a lot of mourning because her, again, sounds like a very senseless act. We lost a 17-year-old kid in the state of Kansas this week, and I don't like that.
All right. And I do want to mention real quickly, I have been following the Randy Leach case real closely because of Adventures of Purpose being involved in it and seeing hopefully what they're going to find out of it. And I am sad to report that Randy's dad did pass away within the last couple of days. So,
oh man,
thoughts and prayers go out to the Leach family for that. That's sad that he passed away not knowing what happened to his son. So, everybody keep the Leach family in your prayers. Even more so now. So, and here's praying that the guys with Adventures and Purpose will find something when they start searching the waterways again. They're supposed to be doing it sometime starting in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully they'll find something. I believe his name is Harold Leach. Randy's dad's name is Harold. So Harold Leach. Yes. So keep him in your prayers and the rest.
I don't know. I didn't mean to click her picture. We're going to cover him. I do want to put Randy's picture on the screen real quick. Just so people have a name with the face. And his story again is he left a party to go home, never seen again. The car's never seen again.
Right.
He's near a body of water, so that's why Adventures with Purpose are out there, putting their wetsuits on and taking a look around there. Nobody has said that Randy went in the water. It's just there was water on his way home. So anytime you can't find him or the vehicle, I would look in the water.
Yeah, there was a couple of bridges close by, and they're thinking if he tried to drive intoxicated, maybe he didn't navigate the bridge quite right, so he may have drove off into one of the rivers or something.
Yeah. Well, thoughts and prayers to Randy's family. It sounds like they had to suffer this in '88, and it sounds like more recently Randy's dad has passed away, and he has never, he never got to bring his son home. He never got to attend his son's funeral with, knowing his son was laid to rest. And that's a really sad thing, and that's a really important reason we do these kind of shows, is because, a lot of people would probably forget about this, man. This was a long time ago, a lot of people probably, but we want to put this flyer out here. Ricky, make sure to make these flyers for everybody, so it doesn't go away. Randy's still missing. We need to find out. We need to find the car. We need to find Randy. That's the end of the story.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I really hope the guys at Adventures of Purpose, I hope they do find something. Skylar Harwick is saying these flyers are all around Linwood, my hometown. Wish I had a different ending for his dad. Now, yeah, we do as well, definitely. That I was really hoping they could get some conclusive answers before he did pass away. And, it's sad. It really is. Because I know, like I said, they had been fighting really hard to get with police to see what's going on with the investigation. They wanted to have them open the files so they could look in the files and see what all the police have found out, and they wouldn't do that. The Leaches sued to try to get them to give them access to the files. The judge denied it. So, I mean, they still don't have any idea, and it's a sad deal.
Not good, man. So, well, hopefully that the YouTube channel finds some stuff. Hopefully they can put an end to that whole saga. It's been going on a long time.
Yeah,
definitely would like to see an ending for that. It's a real shame that Randy's dad couldn't be around to see that, but there's still people that care. Two of them are in this room right here. So,
right.
Why don't you tell us about Michaela Carlock?
Okay. And we have covered her before, but I was asked to cover her again because there is some urgency in getting her found. Michaela Carlock's been missing from Sedgwick County since January 1st. She's 16. She is 5'4" tall, 180 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed that she's with a 39-year-old adult male, and it's believed that she may be either in Topeka, Lawrence, Lansing, Eudora, or Wichita. So, everybody in those areas, keep your eyes out, and everywhere in between, obviously. If you have any information regarding Michaela's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Sedgwick County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 316-660-3900 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And let's see if we can't get Michaela found, because she needs to be found.
16, too young.
Yeah, especially to be with a 39-year-old man. I mean, what's this guy thinking? What's this guy thinking? Seriously. I mean, she may be legally age of consent in Kansas, but
is that true though? Like I they say the age of consent is 16, but I'm not a cop, but I just can't imagine a 39-year-old being caught with a 39-year-old being caught with a 16-year-old. Like, how is that just not like? Is it really legal?
I don't honestly know that.
I mean, that can't be right. Like that can't be like us as adults, voting adults. We can't be okay with that. Like a 39-year-old man can have a sexual relationship with a 16-year-old. Like we got to be against that. I hope. Like if that's the truth, if that's like if him being 39 and her being 16 in the eyes of the law, that's okay. Then I think that's a little disturbing, man. If that's legal, I don't know why he's not in jail as soon as they find him. She's a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, and even if by chance it is legal, and Kimberly Ann is saying yes, it is. Even if it is legal, to me it's not morally right at all. I mean, it's not at all. I have a daughter that's that same age, and if I found out some 39-year-old guy was messing around with her, you better believe I would be doing something about it, because that's, to me, it may be legal, but morally it's wrong. Just completely.
Shout out to Aaron Alexis from the 643 podcast and from Something's Wrong. She shared us on Twitter. We're getting some Twitter love tonight. We're really loving that. If you're watching on Twitter, please comment. We'd love to post your comment on here for sure.
And pretty much just saying it's legal unless she hollers rape.
See, that's really disturbing. That I don't know, man. That's disturbing.
It is very much. I see Sarah.
I always thought age of consent. I always thought age of consent meant that the age of consent was 16, but like I thought there was like a 3-year period, like the guy couldn't be older than 19, which is that's whatever. Like a 19-year-old and 16-year-old, that's a different story. But I didn't know that age of consent meant like a 39-year-old man could just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go pick up my girlfriend from high school. That's not cool. Yeah, we should change that, folks. Let's remember that in voting season, y'all. Let's do something about that. That is not good.
Kimberly, I was a foster parent myself, and matter of fact, my 2 teenage daughters we adopted from foster care. So I know what you mean. It's
That's terrible, man.
It's crazy.
We got to do better than that as a society, for real. Definitely. She says how awful and scary. Coletta says that is rape. I would think it'd
I
have to
don't
be
know.
something.
I would
I
think it would be
mean,
statutory rape at the very least.
something. Yeah. Anyway, Michaela, if you're out there listening, if you can tell by the conversation that just took place in our chat room and on this show,
Yeah.
you're not in a great situation. You may feel like this guy's like really cool and all that stuff, but he is a 39-year-old man,
Mm-hmm.
and you are a 16-year-old child. Like,
Right.
you can do better than this, okay? Like, get away from this weirdo. You have nothing. This guy has anything. He has nothing to offer you.
Yeah.
Get away from this guy. Go home. And yeah, let's not date 39-year-olds. Let's not hang out with 39-year-olds. And honestly, like I just can't get behind that. I don't see why. In my opinion, as soon as they find Michaela, and if she's with a 39-year-old man, in my opinion, it's like, well, lock him up. But apparently, that's not the case here. But Michaela, I'm just, yeah, don't do that. That's not a good idea. Please go home, and please don't hang out with a 39-year-old man on purpose. That is not a good idea.
Definitely. That's not a good idea. Definitely not.
Exactly. She says, what could they possibly have in common? For real.
Right.
Like, that's just, I don't know. Who is making the laws here? I don't know, but I'd like to get him on the phone and say, hey, can we just make it where that's not okay? Let me see here. And then you get the love is love crowd. I want to normalize 30. Yeah, no, not me either.
Yeah, that to me is crazy. I don't understand that at all.
No. To me, love is love. If there's if some 30-year-old woman falls in love with like a 50, 60-year-old, I just feel like a 16-year-old anything is a child, I don't think that computes into I don't think that should be in the equation at all. But yeah, somebody obviously needs to help her. If you see this girl with somebody who looks older, call the police. Even if it's not illegal, call the police. Her parents don't know where she is. That's enough to get a police officer involved to get over there. Definitely help her out in this situation. Let's not let Michaela down. Right. And somebody's saying something a little negative. They said she's stupid. Well, also she's a 16-year-old kid. So, and if I wouldn't call somebody stupid, but I would say that
it could have been a situation where he's, might have been manipulating her or grooming her, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really easy to call somebody like Michaela stupid for it's like, well, why would you go hang out with a 39-year-old man when you're a 16-year-old? But I mean, if put it this way, Lily, if you were making top-notch decisions at 16, then maybe you're built with a different cloth than the rest of us. I know when I was 16, I made a bunch of dumb mistakes. Mm-hmm. So I'm not mad at Michaela here at all. I'm not really happy with the 39-year-old man that's hiding her basically and not telling people where she is. That's really creepy. And so prayers for her family and friends. She is a minor. Yep, I agree with all that stuff. So anyway, Michaela, if you're out there, go home.
Yeah, please.
These people have no shame, Ricky.
Please, call somebody and say, hey, here's where I'm at. Come get me.
Like, how do you bring her to like a work party? Hey guys, this is my girlfriend. Like, really? She's like 16. Yeah. It's like, really? Like, how is I just don't see what his long-term plan like that. I don't know. That's very disturbing to me. Go ahead and not do that, Michaela. Please find a safe place and please make some better decisions. That's not a great decision. It's just not a great decision. Ricky, tell us about Skylar.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to run this ad real quick since we just talked about that. 1 second.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
Tell us about Skylar Ratzlaff.
Okay. Skylar, he's one I just did today. He's missing from Dexter, Kansas, which I've never heard of Dexter until today. And I've lived in Kansas all my whole entire life, but he's been missing since January 30th of this year. He's 17. He is 5'10" to 5'11", 220 pounds. He has brown hair and hazel eyes. I believe he may still be in the local Dexter area, or he might be in the Arkansas City, Kansas area. If you have any information regarding Skylar's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Cowley County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-221-5685. 65444 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And see if we can't get Skylar found and get him back home where he needs to be.
So only a couple of days so far that he's been not home.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be one of those situations where Dad, Skylar just needed to blow off some steam, get out for a little bit, clear his head. That's fine, Skylar. You know what, man? Like, you're close. You're pretty much an adult almost. Like, if you need to take off for a few days and nobody know where you are, there's nothing wrong with that. The only difference is you need to tell at least one person where you're going so they know, like, if anybody asks for you. Whereas Skylar, actually, he told me he was going to go off this weekend. He wanted to go, be by himself, collect his thoughts, all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with going on a walkabout. There's nothing wrong with taking a break from life. There's nothing wrong with taking a break from your job. Nothing. Going out and just being by yourself. The only thing is you need to at least tell one person, because right now you've created worry. People are worried about you. People are assuming that maybe something bad has happened to you, and that's not a good area for people to be, especially people that are really close to you and care about you. I mean, we have a lot of people watching right now, and a lot of people shared your flyer. So people that don't even know you are worried about you. So, amplify that by 10 with your family and friends. So it's if you just wanted to get away for a while, everybody gets that. Nobody's mad at you for that. Everybody understands that human aspect, but you just need to tell somebody you're okay at least.
Right, definitely. Sorry, I'm responding to a message. One of the ones I was referring to that I may need to make a flyer for, they just located him. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so that's one.
Happening in real time, folks.
Yeah, definitely. That's always good to hear.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at some of these
I'm always here for anybody that needs a flyer made, but if they can be found and that's even better. It's great to hear they're found.
This is talking about the Michaela earlier. She says, hope she's not being held against her will. Even if, and I'll argue this psychiatry version of it, looking at it. Even if she thinks she's there on her own will, like, she could be brainwashed. She could be thinking that this is a good idea, but again, being groomed, somebody grooming somebody to do something. It's like she might not be in the right headspace. She might, I don't know. I agree with you. If it's scary, I would go home. Yeah, I don't like people that blame the victims. I don't blame the victims. I think that if she's out there willingly with that man, I think she's, it's a bad decision, but life's full of bad decisions for sure. Sheridan DeRitter, Louisiana. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Skylar, please let your family and friends know you're okay. I agree with that 100%. Dexter, Kansas. I had no idea that town existed either, Ricky, but people are worried about you, Skylar. Let's go ahead and get a phone call made. Let somebody know you're okay. Send off a message to somebody, something.
Ark City has a lot of meth busts lately. I pray he hasn't fallen into that demon. I pray nobody falls to that demon, because that is an evil one to get around.
Yeah. I hate that stuff, man. Yeah. Ruins a lot of lives.
It does.
A lot of my, it's like, it's really cliche to say that, like, oh, meth ruins a lot of lives. But I'm 38 years old on Sunday. I'll turn 38, and I can say that honestly, meth took a lot of my really good friends. Didn't kill a ton of them, but like their lives didn't really benefit after they got addicted to that stuff for many years. A lot of them are clean now, a lot of them are good, but I mean, it took a toll on them. Like it's one of those drugs that definitely, left its mark on them for sure. And so I hate that drug. I hate, and if anybody, has any issues with that, seek help, for sure. We're not here to, if you're somebody who does abuse narcotics, nothing wrong with you. Actually, it makes you normal. A lot of people do that. We'll just ask you to go get some help, go talk to somebody. You don't have to live in darkness. You can talk through this stuff. I promise you, I'm a walking testament to that. Go ahead and tell us about Vanessa real quick.
I will do that. Let's see here. Vanessa Nicole Almedo is missing from Kansas City, Kansas, since January 16th of 2021. She's 36 years old. She is 5'5" tall, weighs 125 pounds. I apologize for that loud car if you heard it. She has brown hair and hazel eyes. She was last seen around 11:46 p.m. She was last seen leaving her residence at 926 Tenney in Kansas City. She's known to drive a 2007 black Jeep Wrangler Sahara with tinted windows, a removable vinyl top, and large tires. with Kansas license plate 772KRD, and it's actually at the bottom of the flyer, so you can't see it on the screen. At the time she went missing, she was wearing gray sweatpants, tennis shoes, and carrying a brown suede tote bag with additional clothing. If you have any information regarding Vanessa's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call Detective Brian Minnick with the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-573-6036 or 913-596-3000, or you can call the Kansas City TIPS hotline at 816-474-8477. And Vanessa, if you're out there listening, get a hold of somebody, let them know you're all right. It may be a case like you were talking about earlier, may just wanting to take off and blow off some steam or whatever, but I mean, at least reach out and let family know you're okay. That's
1 second.
That's scary. Just taking off like that. But I mean, it sounds like that maybe she did want to maybe blow off some steam if she took a bag with some additional clothing with her. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes me feel better knowing that there was like at least it looked like she knew she was leaving for a while.
Yeah.
Which still doesn't make it less scary, but it's not like one of those situations where you're like, I can't find Vanessa, and we went to her house and everything looks normal and like her
Right.
phone's there and stuff like that. That's scary. That's like, okay,
Yeah.
people don't just leave their phone at home and leave their house without any of their belongings. A lot of times you'll see stuff that they carry with them all the time. Their friends would know that if it's at their house, something's wrong. They're like, they would never leave their house without that, or they would never do this. So knowing that it looks like she kind of packed up and took off, that's a good idea. It makes me feel better, but it's still, Vanessa, people are worried about you. If you are out on your own volition taking a walk, please contact somebody and let them know you're safe, even if it's just Ricky here at KMU.
Yep. And Matthew's saying he's in Winfield. Dexter's right down the road, and he'll keep an eye out for Skylar. Awesome. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. All right. So hopefully we can help get Vanessa found, and hopefully she's okay.
So we're going to come over to my neck of the woods now. Let me see if there's any comment. Let me see. Drugs has always been a problem here in our parish. Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of missing persons involving cases here. And that's the one. You know what? We do cover cases from other places. We're actually about to cover one out of state right now. So we appreciate you stopping by the show tonight, and definitely send us some flyers if you want us to share some flyers from your neck of the woods. Yeah. You never know. You never know if people are around. Let's go out to Arizona here in Tucson and talk about a really sad story that's developing lately. Hopefully we have some good news on it soon. But Ricky, tell us what's going on with Harmony.
We've covered her before, but I wanted to cover her again because I was able to get a hold of the center picture, which is a more recent photo, and I think a decent one with her glasses on and everything. But Harmony Faye Ryan Taylor, and I also had her last name misspelled on her previous flyer as well, so you can see I fixed that. But she's missing from Tucson, Arizona, down there around Derek's neck of the woods. Been missing since January 29th, 2021. She was last seen about 8 o'clock that evening. Her window was found open and the screen was cut. She is 13 years old. She's 5'6" tall and weighs 180 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. She wears black frame glasses, which you can see there in the photo. They look kind of blue to me, but she was thought to be wearing a blue and pink hoodie, but it was located balled up in her bed. She may now be wearing a tan Avengers hoodie with the initiative written on it in red jeans. If you have any information regarding Harmony's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Tucson, Arizona Police Department at 520-791-4444. And Harmony, if you're by chance you ever see this, please let somebody know you're okay and let them know where you are so they can get you back home.
Yeah. I wonder if they can tell if that screen was cut from the inside or outside.
I would think there would be a way to. I would think.
Because that's a big piece of the puzzle. Did she cut that screen and leave, or did somebody cut the screen and take her?
Yeah, I know. That's a big question right there. That is a huge question. I don't know. And it doesn't, from the sounds of it, it sounds like she has a history of running away or anything. So, I mean,
I don't know, man. That whole
there
thing,
again,
like,
could she have been possibly being groomed online? Who knows? I mean, I hate to keep saying that, but it's something that has.
Dude, it happens, man. That's the truth. It happens.
has to be considered because you just don't know. You know, I hate to say that, but I mean, it's part of the real world.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
It happens, man, for sure. Like it's not out of the realm of possibilities to think that, you know, some of these people might have been trafficked, you know, like it's.
And I saw when I got that center picture and put it on there that apparently she likes to eat potatoes. So, I mean, that might be something to watch for too, or listen for. Is you know, a girl that looks like her around her age. That's you see her in a restaurant or something, asking for potatoes, or, you know, French fries, potatoes, baked potatoes, whatever. You know, kind of keep an eye out for that because you never know.
Yeah.
Well, let's hopefully we can help get her found. I know she still hasn't been found yet.
Yeah. Not good, man. Tucson's it's not a huge city, but it's a big town.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some older missing persons case now from the past a little bit. We got a couple to do. Go ahead and tell us about Tabitha.
All right. I'm going to find her flyer again. Here it is. Tabitha Diane Brewer. She's missing from Shawnee, Kansas. Went missing April 27th, 1998. She was 16 when she went missing, and she would now be 39. She was 5'7", weighs 115 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She visited her father and stepmother at their apartment complex in Shawnee, Kansas on April 27th, 1998. Her 19-year-old boyfriend, Nicholas Travis, accompanied her during the late evening hours. The couple was last seen departing their residence with a friend, Brandon B. Howell, at approximately midnight. They were going to run an errand together. Let's see here. He told authorities that he dropped Tabitha and Travis off at the Circle K convenience store near 75th Street and I-35. They never returned home. Tabitha was carrying a comb and a pocket knife at the time of her disappearance. Authorities initially assumed the couple ran away together, but soon discovered foul play was likely involved in their disappearances. Both Travis and Tabitha's chart identification and Tabitha's purse with her jewelry and pictures of her family were inside. It was discovered inside a dumpster on the corner of 55th Street and Paseo Boulevard in Kansas City, Missouri. Approximately 3 days later, after they vanished, there were no other signs of Tabitha or Travis at the scene. Travis's body was discovered in August of 1998, buried in a shallow grave in the 5400 block of the Paseo in Kansas City, Missouri. His corpse was only found 4 doors down from the location where the couple's belongings were located more than 1 year earlier. He was the victim of a homicide. He had several fractures in the back of his skull. There was no sign of Tabitha at the scene. She has never been heard from again. She's never been found. The foul play is strongly suspected in her disappearance due to the circumstances involved. If you have any information regarding Tabitha's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Shawnee Police Department at 913-631-2151 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And like this is, you know, over 20-year-old case. Let's see if we can't help get it solved and get her found and back to her family.
She reminds me of Rachel Pratt.
Yeah.
Same sort of situation, 16, you know. It's so sad.
Yeah. You're welcome, Kelsey.
And then you do these age progression photos, and it's just like,
yeah,
it's kind of fun to see what they would look like. But, you know, the parents and the family are just like,
oh, he was. I wonder what was he arrested for, I wonder.
I'll look it up. Brandon Howell, and this is in Shawnee.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to every so often bring up the older cases just to let people know they haven't been forgotten, that they're still being thought about after all these years. It's just because they're older doesn't mean they don't need solved. Oh, he was arrested for murder, Kelsey said.
Yeah, I'm looking here. It says he was arrested for murder.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So that's the guy that we're looking up right now. Is he's in? It's in correlation to Tabitha's case.
Yeah, with Tabitha's case, because Tabitha and her boyfriend were leaving a residence with Brandon Howell at approximately midnight.
So he withdrew from school before graduating in '98 after she went missing.
Oh, wow. Check this out.
It says the body of one of the students that went missing with it was found buried in a yard of Hal's father. He was in a house that Hal's father was renovating. So when Tabitha went missing, there was another person that went missing too?
Her boyfriend, yeah. But they eventually found his body buried in a shallow grave. Excuse me.
Wow. Okay.
And check this out. He was arrested for a triple homicide, but was acquitted.
Wow.
That's crazy. Must either have been lack of evidence or somebody didn't want to testify or something. Wow.
That is crazy. So there's just no.
Wow.
So he didn't. So he was just.
Unreal. He was acquitted of their murders. Wow. Like I said, must have been due to lack of evidence or something. Wow.
I got the suspect's picture. He looks like he has some secrets. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, let's hopefully we can help get Tabitha found and get both of their families some answers on what happened and by whom.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long time.
But I mean, if they found the body in the yard of a house that this guy.
Okay, he was acquitted of Tabitha and Nick's murders. Okay, got it. Okay, so
does it say how he was acquitted?
I don't know. Kelsey hasn't said yet. She's the one that's he has a long history of violence, she says. So he was arrested again a few years ago. Wow, insane. So yeah, I would guess it was due to lack of evidence, probably.
Listen to this. In 2000, he pled guilty in the case. Let me see. It says after two other students with at the alternative school went missing in April '98, Howe went from juvenile miscreant to murder suspect. I'm gonna go ahead and put this dude. Stay away from this guy. The body was of one of the students was found buried in the yard of a house that Howe's father was renovating. But while Kansas City homicide detectives investigated that case, Howe was arrested in Johnson County for a home invasion, robbery, and Gardner. In 2000, Howe, then 20, pled guilty to that case to the charges of aggravated kidnapping, aggravated robbery, and cruelty to animals for beheading the pet of the cat during the crime. What the hell, Ricky? And he got acquitted.
It kind of leaves me speechless. I don't know what to think about that.
I wonder why he was acquitted. Like, how's it just like, well, it wasn't him? How does that happen?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine on that one.
Guess there's some. I'm looking for news. I don't see anything on the.
Okay, where is it? I just one of the comments brought to my attention. There's a 10-year-old missing in Wichita. His name is Jareth D. Leonard. He's 5 foot tall, 80 pounds. Last seen wearing a black hoodie, black pants. Last seen in the 3600 block of East Funston around 4:30 this afternoon. They say he is an active runaway. So if you see him or know of his whereabouts, please call 911 immediately.
What's the name?
His name is Jareth D. Leonard. And I'm trying to. I just saved his. There it is. I just saved his picture. It's not a very good one, but I'll shoot it over to you so you can pop it up real quick.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't find anything.
It's not a very good one. I'll warn you ahead of time, but it's all I got. It's all they.
Oh, I got it right now. I got it.
Do you? Okay, good.
Yeah, I just pulled it from the link you sent me.
Good. Okay.
So missing 10-year-old. This kid doesn't look 10 in this picture. He looks like 5 in this picture.
I know, right?
What's that about? We have that a lot? We cover missing children often, and it's like nobody has any pictures of recent pictures of their kids. It's like,
yeah.
And I don't take a ton of pictures of my kids. You'd think we'd take more pictures of our kids so we know what they look like in case something bad ever happens.
Right. Definitely. I mean, heck, I've got my kids' fingerprints on file and everything. So I mean, yeah. Yeah, if you folks down there in Wichita see him and by chance get a hold of, Wichita Police 911 and say, hey, we think we've seen him and here's where we think we've seen him at. They say he is an active runaway.
At 10 years old?
That's what it says in the Facebook post on Wichita Police Department's Facebook is that he's an active runaway.
What? I'm 38 and I'm too scared to run away.
Oh, I know, right?
How am I going to eat?
Yeah. It could have been a situation where maybe, I don't know, maybe him and mom or dad had words. He got mad and stomped out of the house or something. I don't know.
10's pretty young, man. We cover, I see 15-year-olds run away. I'm like, man, that's really young to just say I'm going to do it on my own. But 10 years old, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
and there again, I worry sometimes that they put that out there as, oh, he ran away. But do they, I mean...
Yeah, I've seen enough Netflix documentaries to know that for the most part, in a lot of these cases, it ended up being horrific. The police are usually like, oh, they were a runaway.
Right. I just wanted to get that out there because somebody commented on it, and I went and checked Wichita's police department's Facebook to see if they had a post, and they do.
Same, Matt. I never ran far when I tried to run away.
Yeah.
I live in Wichita. I'd be scared to death to be out by myself. I can't imagine being. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm 38, and I don't want to be in Wichita without an agenda and a place to stay. That doesn't sound fun to me at all. I'm 38, and I have a debit card.
I think there might have been a time or two growing up when I contemplated maybe running away, but I was too scared to do it, so I never did it.
Well, I just hope this little dude goes back. I mean, Jareth, buddy, pretty bold. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to say it's pretty brave of you to go ahead and just take off at 10. But, buddy, this is not the way to do it, my friend. You got to go home, buddy. You were just too young. Not a lot of options for a 10-year-old kid, out there in the world. You got to go home and work that stuff out. You might be upset with people at your house. Who knows what's going on at home? I don't know what's going on at home. If there needs to be some type of intervention at home, then you need to tell an adult. If you're just upset about something, take a break, but you need to go somewhere where is safe, like a friend's house, grandma's house, a neighbor's house, anywhere that you see that is safe, that that you can trust the adult in the situation. Go there, because this is bonkers, buddy. You're 10, man. You don't need to be out in the city of Wichita by yourself right now.
No doubt. Especially Wichita.
Matt's saying that he feels the same way. This has a Lucas feel to it. I mean, I hope you're wrong too, man, but it's kind of hard to convince me that a 10-year-old kid decided that his best option was to go walk off into the city of Wichita and just make it from there. I don't know. And being on the news, I get a 10-year-old saying they're going to run away and then going down the block, like you said earlier, but like to be gone this long, that's not good.
Yeah,
not good at all.
For about 6 hours almost.
His family's got to be just losing it right now.
Oh, I would be. I know, when my older daughter, when she was considerably younger, all she did was go to her friend's house, but she didn't bother to tell anybody, and we were going nuts trying to find her. And then she just eventually showed back up and was okay and everything, but it was just the idea that she didn't bother to tell anybody.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I kid you not, I'm not making this up. When she came back home and we knew she was okay, I leaned up against the wall outside my apartment door out here, and I just sit there and bawled my eyes out because I was glad she was all right.
Yeah. That doesn't always end good when kids go missing. A lot of times it ends really badly. You know, like
it does. Yeah.
we know we do this every week. Did we cover Catherine already? Or did we do that earlier?
We haven't covered Jack or Catherine yet.
Okay, let's go ahead and go to Jack. We got about 10 minutes left. Everybody got a few people watching. I want to do a quick shout out to everybody watching on Twitter. Oh, we got a couple people watching on YouTube. Give us a shout out in the comments there, people. If you're watching on YouTube, we'd love to hear from you. Great. And we got a couple people watching on the Facebook page. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in tonight.
I'd like to see their YouTube page build up. Yeah,
we got 2 people watching from YouTube. That's awesome, man. If you're on YouTube, please give us a comment so we can see you there.
And share the heck out of it off YouTube, too.
For sure. We'd love to get a bigger presence on YouTube.
Yeah. All right. We doing Jack now?
Jack.
All right. Let's see here. I get back in business here. Okay. Jack Schultz. Jack Allen Schultz. He's missing from DeSoto, Kansas. Been missing since November 28th of 1994. He was 37 when he went missing. He'd now be 63. He was 6'1", 160 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. He was last seen at his home in DeSoto on November 28, 94. A relative heard a horn honk outside at 5 o'clock in the morning. Then Jack left. He's never been heard from again. He left behind his favorite belt and his wallet, but took other personal belongings with him. He had a warrant out for his arrest for a DUI at the time of his disappearance. He told his father he planned to turn himself in to face the charges. His father stated it is unlikely that Jack was troubled by the prospect of having to serve a jail sentence for the DUI. He led a rough lifestyle in 1994. He was involved with drugs and had a history of minor criminal offenses. He had gone missing for long periods before. As a result, he was not reported missing until January 4th of 1995, over a month after he disappeared. Jeez. He is described as a dependable worker. Foul play is suspected in Jack's disappearance, as it is uncharacteristic of him to be out of touch with his loved ones for this long. After he vanished, rumors circulated that he had been murdered at a nearby farm, but extensive searches turned up no sign of his remains. Several of Jack's loved ones have died since his disappearance, and police have lost touch with others, including his daughter. This case does remain unsolved. If you have any information regarding Jack's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Johnson County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 913-791-5560 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. Yeah, see if we can't get some information going on Jack's case to help get him brought home. Because again, it's been another long one.
The police are like, they have lost contact with most of the people involved in this. This was so long ago. Yeah. So his family just hears a honk. He runs out of the house, never seen again.
Right. He did take some stuff with him, but he left behind his favorite belt and his wallet. So
again, I just don't see somebody leaving their wallet unless he forgot his wallet on accident. Right. If it was like maybe he had to go now, maybe it was an urgent matter. But again, this is 94. I don't think there was a cell phone. There's got to be some kind of phone. Certainly, Jack's not just hanging out at his house and running outside nilly-willy every time he hears a horn honk. Right. I mean, surely there had to be some kind of plan set in motion, somebody being like, hey, stopping by, like phone records or any kind of, I mean, again, we're talking about 1994, so it's really hard to even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't cell phones in 1994 by any stretch. So, I mean, that would be very difficult. But hopefully we can generate some information by covering this case again and get some people talking.
It's sad because anytime you mention drug use with a missing person, it seems like a lot of people are just like, oh, well, that's what happens when you mess with drugs.
Yeah.
And then sometimes law enforcement even feels that way. There's like, they're like, well, look, Jack's been having like, some personal struggles with some addiction. Jack has gone missing for several days at a time before without telling anybody where he was. So, it's kind of like, crying wolf. You go missing a few times and then, you just show up again like a week later or a few days later. People are less likely to be worried when you go missing. You know what I mean? Like, so I get them waiting a month to making a missing persons flyer. But, it's really just a testament that you can't let that stuff enter the headspace whenever we're dealing with missing people. We don't have time. Say somebody does cry wolf and they do go missing, a couple times a year, and we find them safe and sound. That doesn't mean the next time they go missing isn't going to be a terrible situation.
Right.
You kind of have to treat every situation. And this is also 1994. I'm sure things would be different now. Now with social media, it wouldn't only be the police looking for Jack. It would be everybody in the town talking to each other on social media, saying what they heard, what they saw. So really, this is 1994, DeSoto, Kansas. You're dealing with a small police force. So that's all they have. So anybody that was around Kansas around that time, if you heard any rumors, you're out hanging out with people late at night, having some drinks, people start talking about some off-collar stuff, unsolved homicides, stuff like that. If missing people like to talk about this stuff when they're hanging out, having a good time, and they think that they're, with people they can trust. A lot of secrets get passed around in these small town situations at parties and stuff late at night. So if you've heard something about Jack Allen Schultz, something that maybe could have potentially happened to him, or maybe where he could have went, what I'm getting at is somebody from that area knows something about where Jack Allen Schultz is.
Right.
And it's literally a matter of just telling somebody, an authority figure. It's been a long time ago. There's nothing to be afraid of. Just call Crime Stoppers anonymously and solve a case and move on with your life. Like,
right.
You're not going to be in the paper or anything. You're not going to mention you ever. You're just going to be an anonymous source.
Right. Yeah. DeSoto's got to be a small enough town where I'm sure people know something. And I realize for whatever reason they may have been scared or just didn't want to get involved. But I mean, it's time to speak up and start giving investigators what they need to bring him home. I mean, several of his family members have already passed away. They've lost touch with others, including his daughter. I mean, it's just time to get him brought home.
Yeah, for sure. Long time.
Yeah.
Long time, everybody. This is one that was given to us that we were supposed to cover it this week, and Ricky had actually forgot about it. And then we this is what's up. If you're listening to the podcast, this next case we're going to cover is that little bit at the beginning of the show this week, whenever I was talking way more than I should have, Ricky was updating a flyer in real time, which he promised me he wasn't going to do anymore.
Hey, have you heard about the lady from Leawood, Kansas missing? Her name is Kimberly Cook. I have not, but we'll look into it.
I Googled it. I don't see anything on Google right now.
Okay. I'll do some research after the show. And see
I looked that up too. I didn't see it. Maybe it's new, or do you know if it's new or older? Or you have any? I'm asking Dottie. Do you have any other information on that, Dottie? We're not pulling anything up on Google with that.
She is listed on KBI's missing persons website, but there is no photo. She's been missing since January 1st of 2020, but there is no photo. So hopefully I can get a hold of a photo and I can get a flyer made for her.
I have a Overland Park Police Department photo from December of 2019. Is that Overland Park area that we're talking about? Leawood?
Leawood. Yeah, Leawood, Overland Park. Yeah.
I don't know if this is her, but I have a photo and it says located. This was 2019 December. Kimberly Cook was was contacted by Overland Park police officers. She is no longer considered a missing person. Thanks for all that shared the previous post.
Now, see, that was when was that in
December 30th, 2019.
Okay, because January 1st, 2020. Hey, Dad, if you can message me the flyer, that would be great.
Yeah, maybe she went missing again. If this is the same girl.
Yeah, because it's like if she was dubbed located on the 19th and went missing or on, you said the 30th?
Yeah, it said that she was contacted by Overland Park on the 30th, and she was considered no longer a missing person.
But yeah, she's listed in KBI's missing persons website as missing January 1st of 2020, just a couple of days later. Oh, okay. Dottie says she went missing again.
Oh, okay. So I do have a photo.
Okay. If you want to send me that, and Dottie, if you want to message me her flyer or post the flyer.
I'll just throw her photo up real quick. This is when she was located last time, but
Okay.
it sounds like a few days later she was went missing again. So
Okay. Well, I'll get a flyer made. I don't know if I want to use that photo because it says located, but
yeah, for sure, obviously, yeah. But this is what we got right now, guys. And how long is that? It's been since January of 2020.
yeah, so just over a year.
So that's alarming. Yeah, it's been a year.
Yeah, I'll be interested to read this flyer that Dottie has.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
All right, we have one more case to go over.
Yes, I definitely want to cover Catherine's. She's
Let's
missing from here in Salina, Kansas since April 29th of 93. She was 35 when she went missing. She would be 62 now. She's 5'4", 120 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. She was last seen at 4:30 a.m. on April 29th, 1993 at the Quick Shop convenience store in the 1700 block of West Crawford Street in Salina, Kansas. She drove a full-size white Ford van with the "She Has Legs" written on the sides of it in blue lettering, which you can see that on the flyer there to the right. And then that picture on the far left where you can see the edge of a Kansas City Royals jacket, that is the last known photo of her taken from security camera out of that Quick Shop as she was backing out the door with her cup of coffee and newspaper that morning. Her van turned up abandoned at 5:45 in the evening the day after her disappearance at Russell's Restaurant in the 600 block of West Point Boulevard. The restaurant was closed for remodeling and renovation at the time. The van was splattered with mud on the outside, and it was blood-soaked on the inside.
What?
Yeah, a large amount of blood was also found at a storage unit in West Salina where Catherine, a saleswoman for the Legs Pantyhose Company, picked up her stock every morning. But there was no sign of her at either place. She has never been heard from again. There was also evidence at the storage facility of it. There was, I believe, evidence that had been cleaned up at some point. Also, police speculate someone attacked her when she went inside the storage unit. It appeared they interrupted her in the process of loading the merchandise in her van, leaving the door of the unit open. Catherine was separated from her husband at the time of her disappearance and had a teenage daughter at the time. Her case remains unsolved and foul play is suspected. If you have any information regarding Catherine Adams' disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And I do know they reclassified her case from a missing persons case to actually an unsolved homicide case because of the blood evidence that was found in the van and at the storage unit. They said that was enough blood to indicate that she couldn't have survived those injuries.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't want to be too dark, man, but I think you mislabeled the flyer. We're not looking for a missing person. We're looking for a body, man. And that's a homicide, man. Like that. And I hate pictures like this. It's on the screen right now, Ricky. It's like, that's the last, like it makes my heart hurt. Like, she's just going to have a day. She has no idea that something terrible is about to happen.
Mud. You can see the mud going along the bottom of the van and on the bottom at the back of the van there. And that shot, the shot on the flyer and the shot you have there on the screen, those were taken inside the police department's location there after they'd taken it to the police station. Okay, Dottie just sent the flyer. That's good. She was saying she was having trouble sending it, but she got it sent. So good deal. Thank you, Dottie. I will take a look at that here in just a little bit as soon as we get after the show, and I'll get a flyer made and get it posted.
Yeah, and Catherine's got a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
The day before mine.
Yeah. And my understanding is her daughter, of course, she's an adult now, but my understanding is that she moved out of Kansas completely.
I mean, I think you have to. Something like that happens, man.
Yeah. Of course,
I don't blame anybody for leaving.
Yeah, there's various rumors and stuff going around like something like that always does. And my thing is, I think one of the biggest things that hurt the investigation early on was around the time she went missing. We had lots and lots and lots of rain that year and a lot of flooding. And I think if there would have been anything to be found, the rain probably washed it away. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, in a dark way, with what they found, and knowing that it would be really hard for somebody to survive with the amount of blood loss there was.
Yeah.
At least her family knows that, like, more than likely she's in a better place.
Right.
You know, like, she's not being hurt anymore. She's not even with us anymore. She's with the angels and all that stuff.
Right.
So there's some comfort in knowing that the criminal, the perpetrator, left enough evidence to know that, yes, they did it. They did the full deal. They committed, homicide.
Right.
So the family at least has some type of, they can kind of, like they said, most of them have probably made the conclusion, just like I did, but listening to your story, that, okay, she's probably deceased, based on what they found at the 2 crime scenes that there were.
Yeah.
So, like, I was kind of thinking, like, it's kind of a mislabeled flyer. We're not really looking for that woman. We're looking for answers about what, if somebody has heard anything about somebody steeping the teapot about something that happened in a van in Salina, Kansas in the 90s, something that happened today. They're like, yeah, I don't, like that. Trust me, whoever was responsible for this has talked about this to somebody, that you have to steep the teapot. These people have to tell somebody something.
Right.
That's terrible. Yeah, in my opinion, this is we're trying to figure out information on a homicide, but it does say a missing person. But yeah, I feel like this is I feel confidently that, I do not think she's alive. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's been so many years that I don't. Dottie, if you sent the flyer, it did not come through. So I'm looking in the inbox, it's not there. You can also email that flyer, Dottie, to Kansas Missing and Unsolved at yahoo.com as well, if it'd be easier to do it that way. Yeah, my heart hurts for her daughter. She was 16 at the time. Yeah, I was working at Boston Truck Stop at the time when all that happened, and yeah, that was a pretty bad deal. At the time, I remember police started putting up the composite for the I-70, I-35 serial killer, I-135 serial killer. I don't know if they were thinking maybe he might have been responsible for it because he was active around that time, and eventually made his way from, well, if I remember the pattern correctly, he started out over like in the Illinois, Missouri area, that kind of thing, and then he went to Wichita and made his way back, and then last I heard, they believed he was down in Texas someplace. So, but they never have caught him. But at the time, they did start circulating the I-35, I-70 serial killers composite. So I don't know if they thought at the time maybe he might have something to do with it or not. I don't know. Didn't fit his MO, that's for sure, because he was always hitting around strip malls. So I definitely did not fit his MO, but
I don't know, man. Anytime you have like crimes of like passion like this, just like overkill, it's like, I feel like there has to be some kind of personal vendetta. Like there has to, if to me, and then again, I'm just a chubby guy in Phoenix, Arizona that does talk radio. What do I know? But to me, if you're just hanging out in some storage unit and you see the potential to rob a woman who's unarmed by herself and it's early in the morning, I don't see making a messy crime scene. I see, like, you could probably just threaten her, be like, hey, look, load your van up, give me all your stuff, and then go in the storage, lock her in there or something. And just, I don't see any reason why you're like, okay, I'm gonna rob this person, and then I'm also going to kill them. Like, I feel like in order to kill them, I feel like there had to be like some sort of personal vendetta. Somebody had to have something against her. Somebody had to be upset with her about something. Because I feel like anytime you have that much blood loss at a crime scene, it just has to be a crime of passion. I don't see why why a stranger would be that vicious.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, her and her husband were separated at that point in time, so I don't know if they ever talked to him or looked at him or anything like that. I have no idea.
Well, I mean, that's just anybody that's watched a documentary about true crime. They have to look at her husband. Obviously,
Yeah.
We don't know anything about that, and we're not gonna. I don't know anything about that, so I'm not gonna paint any pictures or cast any speculations. I'm just saying, when you look at something this random, it was almost like they knew she would be there. Who hangs out at a storage unit early in the morning? It's like they knew she would be there. And the amount of blood loss just shows that somebody was very upset about something. I don't think it was a robbery. You don't do that to somebody to get their wallet. You know,
I never
I can
saw
see
it.
hitting them a few times to get their attention, but like beating somebody where they lose that much blood to where the police are like, we do not see somebody surviving this type of injury. Like that's there's passion there, man. Somebody was upset about something.
Yeah, and I've never seen any information over the years talking about whether anything was missing as far as if she would have had any kind of money on her, or because basically she was out there loading up her van with pantyhose so she could make her rounds to stock up the pantyhose in the stores. So, I mean, so I never mentioned anything about stock being missing, money, if she had any kind of money on her or anything like that. So, yeah, I think it had to have been a personal thing. Somebody, seeing Kelsey says she, was a comment we had up before that there have been many rumors, but it seems like it was someone who knew her routine, and that seems to be, I would agree with that it seems like it'd be somebody that knew her routine.
And they did say there were some bullet fragments.
Yeah, there were some, I think some shell casings and whatnot at the storage facility. Yeah.
See, and I love the police. I love the police, Ricky. I love the police. They just don't put enough out there. Like this is. I mean, there's enough. We know what her whereabouts were that day, what went down, but right. They just say that you know, it's being investigated. Foul play is expected.
Right.
That doesn't help. Like that, you got to give some more info. We got to get some more details about this to get the ball rolling, to get people talking. There has to be some type of information that the public knows, whether it's the police releasing it or the family. If there's any kind of information that could help people, you know, start the conversation, you know, things will move. You know, the police are very, you know, they keep their secrets close to them, you know, I understand it. I'm not sitting here trying to tell the police how to do their job. I totally understand they have to do that. That is their MO. But as a somebody who's like a novice, like investigator, it's very frustrating when, I mean, Ricky, you and I are both on several cases. We know way more than we talk about on this show. We'll just put it at that.
All right.
We don't say these things because people don't want us to. And that's the thing. But to me and Ricky are both like, man, imagine the show we could do if we could just say, you know, like what's out there. But, you know, you run into a lot of risks there. You know, you don't want to run somebody's name through the mud. But I just feel like there's more to this story. Like there has to be somebody was upset. Somebody was very upset by this.
Right. Definitely.
Kelsey said, I thought someone was arrested for suspicion of murder, but not sure who. I haven't seen anything on that. I'm on the Charlie Project website. I don't see anything on it.
I haven't either. If somebody was, that's news to me.
She said the van was driven 60 miles. So to me, if you're dealing with a body situation, you only have 60 miles, you know?
Yeah.
Well, even that, how far was it to get back to the restaurant to drop the van off? I mean, mathematically, there's only like 60 minutes. I mean, 60 miles driven on that van. That van could have only gone 60 miles. It's not that's a humongous place to look. But I mean, it's not like the van had 800 miles on it when they found it. And they're like, there's no telling where this thing's been. You know, and the thing is 60 miles, like whoever did this, they had to do it quick. Look at this van, Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's not seeing this van and noticing this van.
Right.
Even people that see this van every day in this town of Salina, when they see it, they're like, oh, there's Catherine. You know, like, there's Catherine's van. You know, that this is the kind of van, it says she's got legs on it, Ricky. I mean, it's just a humongous van. It's got a huge sentence written on it. It's from a famous, like, song, basically. But it's for a business. Everybody knows this van. So if somebody did something like harm her and then use this van to get rid of her, I mean, that's got to be a very sketchy, nervous 60 miles driving around with potentially a body in the back of that van with a van that looks like that. I mean, I don't know, man. Like it's not like her car was just like some regular like minivan or something. Like she had a very distinctive car. So there's only 60 miles on the van. So the body has to be somewhere in that 60 miles, in my opinion. And I think that it had to be, I think it was not very far. I don't think you want to drive very far in the She's Got Legs van when you have a body in the back.
Right. Okay, and Dottie, I did get the flyers after all. I'm looking at it right now, actually. I had to do it on my phone because for some reason the computer's not showing it, but I'm looking at it on my phone.
She says, "Yep, exactly. How could they not notice someone else driving her van?" I mean, Salina's a kind of a big town. You know, it's not New York City. Let's not get crazy, but Salina's a big town. You know, I could see not everybody knowing that this was, you know, Catherine's van.
Mm-hmm.
You know, her route. Anybody that was in that storage unit area, they have all, put it this way, if you're renting a storage unit in the same area where Catherine keeps her stuff for work, you've seen her there. You've seen her van before. You know what I'm saying? So it would be very odd. And you mean, and then look at Catherine's hair. She's got like a very prominent haircut. It's very big. It's curly. You know, it's like a very tall hair. Her hair goes tall. You know, so you can see her outline when she's driving. You can see that haircut. It's got somebody who's got a lot of curls and a big haircut. Anybody that doesn't look like that driving that van that's in her normal areas, that had to be suspicious. I mean, I just feel like there had to be somebody that saw somebody that didn't look like her, because she looks very like unique. I mean, she doesn't just blend in with people. She looks very unique. I'm with Kelsey. I think there has to be a lot more to the puzzle here. And again, you know, you have to respect the police wishes for not releasing certain information. But I mean, this was a long time ago, guys. Yeah. This was a long time ago. At this point, like, you know, pulling all these hairs and stuff, like, what exactly are we protecting? Like, in my opinion, don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like the integrity of the investigation is kind of at a loss when you're at, you know, 20 years later. I feel like at that point it's time for a Hail Mary, in my opinion. But I am not a police officer, but you know, I just think that, you know, somebody knows something, and I think that I'd love to see this get solved. Hey, no problem, Kelsey. Thanks for sharing the story. We're really glad we covered this tonight.
I agree with you too. You know, I think surely there's got to be more information that the police could release that wouldn't jeopardize anything by releasing it. You know.
Yeah, it's like, I can understand not releasing information, you know. I'll give you 5 years, Ricky. Yeah. If you can't give me a solid lead in 5 years, I say it's Hail Mary time. You know, I mean, look at you know, that we talked about earlier tonight. You know, we were talking about, you know, Leach earlier. People not talking, and if anybody knows, they didn't say anything. Well, you know what? If you knew what happened to Randy, if somebody told you what happened to Randy, and you knew, and you know right now as you're hearing this, or somebody's telling you they heard this, what happened to Randy, then you should really feel really bad about yourself, because homie's dad just died, and he would have loved to know that information.
Yeah.
So this is what we're like, you know, like, when you keep these secrets, when people know this stuff, when people know what happened to these people, and you keep these secrets, like, I understand it. People are scared of these people. People are scared of retaliation. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, who are you protecting? Like,
right?
Who are you protecting? I mean, if anybody caused this much blood loss to Catherine, and then we can't find her body, I get how that could be a scary individual, but I care zero about their feelings. If this show makes them nervous, so be it. I'm sorry. Like, I just feel like there things have to be done. Like, I don't know. It's really sad. We're sitting here looking at this beautiful woman who was just trying to have a day. She just grabbed her coffee. You could tell this was a routine every morning. She just show up to this gas station, get her paper, get her coffee. You can tell how she's backing out of the door, Ricky, that she's remaining. She didn't walk out front way. She's walking out backwards, which means she's maintaining eye contact with the people that work there. She's friends with those people, Ricky. She sees those people every morning. Those people saw their friend for the last time. They weren't best friends, but they knew each other. You know what I'm saying? I've worked in a gas station. You see your regulars every day. Whoever worked that morning shift knew Catherine, and they noticed she didn't come back ever after that again, you know? And that's the reality of it, people. Like, that's Catherine. She just went to have a day, and somebody brutally ended that plan. And if you know something about it and you're not telling authorities, I'm sorry. The older I get, the less I understand why you're not doing that.
Kelsey says she went in there every morning, which I'm sure she did. Probably went in there, grabbed her paper, coffee.
I guarantee you.
You know,
And you know what? I'd love to have that person on this show, the guy who sold her coffee every morning, or the woman who sold her coffee every morning, because they would know her and they might know something. Maybe she was acting weird for a few weeks. You know, there's so many leads out there, in my opinion. But like I said, I know, and thank you, Kelsey, for pointing that out. But before you posted that, I knew it just by the way she backed out of the store. She was still talking to the person that sold her that stuff.
right?
She didn't walk out, just like she was still maintaining. She was talking to them. Those were her friends.
Yeah.
So that's.
Definitely.
I'm sorry, people. If you know something, say something. It's just getting ridiculous.
And she was obviously a Royals fan.
Exactly. I'll forgive it. No, I'm just kidding.
Like good baseball teams. I'm a Royals fan for a long time.
I'll tell you what, though, Catherine. She had a sweet van, Ricky. I'm gonna give her that. I'm really liking her van that she just drove around all day. That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, she's got legs.
She's got. I mean, she was. You know how many people were excited? There's the She's Got Legs van. It's Catherine. You know, like I would have been happy. Like it's just a fun van, you know. And then unfortunately,
You're
somebody
probably
ruined it.
You might be too young to remember it, but back around the time she was doing that, the women's pantyhose came in a big plastic egg.
Yes.
See, it's play on. See how it's spelled legs with 2 G's.
Yeah.
So the pantyhose would come in a big plastic egg. I don't know if they still do or not. But
Was ZZ Top a part of this marketing campaign?
do what?
Was ZZ Top a part of this marketing campaign?
I don't believe so.
Hey, man, that would have been a perfect pairing. Yeah.
Awesome. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I do remember the egg-shaped pantyhose for sure. Well, you know what? My thoughts, my prayers, all that stuff goes out to Catherine, her family, anybody that knew her. Even the people that sold her that coffee and newspaper, people that were a part of her routine every day, and they were robbed of that from some coward that has yet to come forward and face their sins. If you're out there, me and Ricky are looking for you. It sounds like Kelsey's looking for you. Sounds like the police are looking for you. So I wouldn't get too comfortable.
If I'm not mistaken, Kelsey and I visited about Catherine's case in the past before the podcast even came about. I think early on in Kansas Missing and Unsolved's early days, I think we even visited about Catherine's case back then, if I'm not mistaken.
It says she was a great mother, hard worker. I've also heard she was worried about something would happen to her, but no further. And exactly. And you know what? And honestly, if you know anything, like, let me put that out there real quick, folks. If you know something juicy, don't tell us. We're not law enforcement. Yeah. We're trying to encourage you to contact law enforcement, and definitely don't say it in a chat, obviously. And I don't think Kelsey ever would. She's obviously she's keeping her cards close to her, you know. But that being said, Kelsey, I'm telling you, there's just from this last photo of her, I can read, and I am not a cop, but I can read that she cared about the people she bought the coffee from, at least enough to keep her back turned towards the door so she could actually say goodbye to them the full time she was in there. And I could tell it was a routine. So just in that store, you can probably find 5 sources, 5 people to talk to that says, oh yeah, I didn't know her, but I saw her every day.
Yeah.
That day I noticed, and I'm telling you, and if she was feeling awkward or nervous any amount of time before this attack happened, those people in that gas station probably know about it, because they're going to notice she's acting different. They're going to say, they probably even ask, what's wrong, man? You're kind of acting different, like, so, and a lot of times, in my opinion, I do a lot of investigating on my own. Again, I'm not law enforcement, but I don't feel like I can hurt anything. So yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of people you can talk to and find out what exactly happened that day. Definitely don't lose hope. Yes, it was a long time ago, but don't lose hope. Trust me, you're not done. Just the fact that you're not done, Kelsey, is enough for whoever did this to be nervous.
Are you talking about the 20-year story on that the Salina Journal ran, or a different one? I'm just curious.
Man, that got me worked up, Rick.
I do.
Got me worked up. Well, let's run this located safe video before we bore them too much tonight, Ricky. We've gotten through all of our cases. Thanks to everybody for hanging out tonight. It's been really cool. Been really fun. This is our located safe reel tonight. And we love doing this. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll have a little bit more for you after this. Thanks for hanging out tonight. You're watching Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast.
Always good to see those.
Loving it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I remember the 20-year. Yeah, the 20-year story. I was actually on the front page of that particular newspaper, holding up Catherine's flyer for that. It was pretty cool. I was actually honored that they asked me to be part of that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah, I still have copies of it in here in my closet. That's pretty cool, though. I hope we can get it solved. I really do. And there is actually a Catherine Adam Facebook page that Kelsey runs, and I'll get you the name of it here in just a second.
Kelsey, why don't you plan on stopping by the show next week and talking with us on screen?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Talk about your page. We can get some more people over there liking it. Get some more. We like to call it boots on ground. Boots on the ground. That's we borrow that from our friend, good friend Ashley Duft, who used to co-host this show, and she's actually going to be on a. We're not going to do it on a Tuesday or Thursday. We have to find a night we can do it, a night or day where we can do it, where we all available. But we're gonna do a live update on the Megan Fogelsong case with Ashley. She covers that. She has a page for that case, and she covers that quite well, and she has some new updates and stuff as far as some arrest records, so some people that are involved in the case. So that'll be sometime in the next week or two. We have to get that planned out, but Ashley Duft over there at Missing in Kansas, Megan's Voice. Check out that Facebook page. She's a good friend of the show.
We were pre-record last night for that. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I fell asleep. And go ahead and go here, facebook.com/find Catherine Adam. Everybody check that out for sure. For the podcast listeners, one more time, facebook.com/find Catherine Adam. And that's KATHRYN.
Yeah. Yeah. Check out what I just sent you in Messenger. That was from the front page of that paper.
Let me ask you. This is a serious question, Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for it?
I guess.
How is this hunk single? Sure, you're 5'5". Women can get around that, Ricky. It's fine. You're a good-looking guy, Ricky, man. Look at this guy. No gray hair up top. How old is this picture, first off, before I start selling you too much?
I'm trying to remember how long ago. Let's see, 20 years from 1993. Would have been 2013, roughly.
Okay. Yeah, man. This is the boss right here, folks. This is the guy who's Kansas Missing and Unsolved. Wouldn't exist without this man's blood, sweat, and tears every week.
As you can see, there's a lot of gray in that goatee now.
He has been a little stressed out since this photo was taken. His daughters became teenagers since then, so
See, there's still no gray up top. There's still no gray up there. So,
and that is not just for men, folks. That is all God-given brown hair up there.
Yeah, that doesn't come from a bottle. God's blessed me with my natural color.
This is true. If you want to help Ricky be a part of this project, help Ricky keep up with all these missing people and all these unsolved cases, visit patreon.com/KMUpod. That's patreon.com/KMUpod. You can be a monthly subscriber and basically become a team member. You can give him $1, $2, $3, $100, whatever you want to give him as a monthly contribution to help out with him. You know, he spends a lot of time on this show. He does this all for free. He uses a lot of resources. So any little bit of help, if you have like enough, you know, buy him a cup of coffee a month, basically, essentially give him a couple bucks a month. That'd be great. Patreon.com/KMU pod.
Yeah. And Kelsey says she also has the Tabitha Brewer Missing 1998 Shawnee, Kansas page also, which is cool.
Kelsey, get with Ricky. Let's see if we can get you on the show next Thursday. We'd love to have you for sure.
I don't believe we've done Dana Hupfer recently. I don't believe we've done her. I'll make a note here. Matter of fact, I was just looking her up. I can't remember what got me looking her up the other day. It was yesterday or day before. Something got me looking her up. I can't remember what for. I think I was curious as to whether I had a flyer for.
Kelsey has a missing. That's awesome, Kelsey. Definitely. I want to get to know some of you. I'm gonna go follow you. I'm gonna have Ricky point me in the direction of all your pages after the show tonight. Mm-hmm. And I'd love to. I'm serious. If you're available next Thursday to come on here and just share with us, maybe cover some cases with us, we'd love to hear about your pages and more about Catherine. Obviously, it sounds like you know more than we would know. And yeah, we just love to have you on. You've been a great contributor to tonight's show.
Yeah, Kelsey, definitely. I'll have to check out. Yeah, I think I was looking her up to see if I had a flyer, and I think I do. It's just been a while since I've updated it and shared it. I'll have to look into that.
Well, Ricky, I think I got to get out of here, man. I'm getting a little sweaty. It's hot in here tonight, man. It's not cold in Arizona tonight.
No, it was in the 50s here today, but after tomorrow, it's supposed to bottom out and get into the teens for highs. Yeah, I bet you missed that, don't you?
I at night I do. At daytime I wouldn't, but at night I love freezing under my blanket at night.
Yeah, I have to sleep cold myself a little bit. If I try to go to sleep hot, and I can't sleep.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. Dana Hupfer Unsolved Murder. Okay, yeah,
awesome.
That one as well. I got it.
Well, you know what to do, Ricky. I am gonna go take a shower after this show. I am sweaty, bro. I am hot in here.
Well, thank you for being with me again this week, and look forward to it again next week, and look forward to getting together with Ashley on that, and hopefully Kelsey will be with us next Thursday, and it'll be great. But
should be a busy week for KMU for sure.
Yeah, I've already got stuff lined up here. I got to start working on as soon as we get done here. So just want to say thank you to everybody for joining us tonight and sticking with us through the show. We've been on here an hour and a half. Can you believe it? A little over an hour and a half. You're very welcome, Kelsey, and thank you for joining us and giving us all that great input tonight. I really appreciate it. But with that, I just want to say thank you again, and everybody have a good night. Stay safe. God bless. Take care. We will see you a week from Thursday.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought, and I'm cursing the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to this race in this arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death, or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn. If the ground fits, wear it, the crown fits. If the crown fits, wear it.